Good morning, girls. This week we're in chapters 16 through 18 of John, and Jesus continues to talk to his disciples about his departure. Chapter 15 ended with Jesus telling the disciples that he is the vine and that we are the branches, and that when we stay connected to him, we produce all this good fruit. And we reference the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians. And we saw three specific fruits of the Spirit in our reading: peace, love, and joy. And I saw them repeated again in this section. So chapter 16, Jesus is still speaking. He starts out by saying, all this I have told you so that you will not fall away. He's trying to prepare them for all the things that are about to happen so that this does not cause a disconnect between them and Jesus. This is not a surprise to him, and he doesn't want it to be a surprise to his disciples. So chapter 16 verse 33 says, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So again, he's preparing them. Jesus is not in denial about the state of the world. He says, I know that in this world you are going to have trouble, but in me you will have peace. And I have overcome the world and any trouble that you might face in the world. Chapter 17 is so beautiful because Jesus kind of goes from speaking to his disciples to speaking to the Father, and he's speaking to the Father on our behalf. He is praying for us. I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but all of chapter 17, Jesus is praying for his disciples. And then in verse 20, he says, my prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message. So he is first praying for the disciples that are walking with him in this moment, but he is also praying for all those who will come to believe after them because of them. It's so beautiful to see Jesus pray for us in chapter 17 and see what kinds of things he prays for on our behalf. In verse 11, it says, Holy Father, protect them by the power of your name, the name you gave me, so that they may be one as we are one. Verse 13, I say these things while I am still in the world, so that they may have the full measure of my joy within them. Verse 16, they are not of the world, even as I am not of it. Sanctify them by the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, I have sent them into the world. For them I sanctify myself, that they too may be truly sanctified. In verse 26, he says, I have made you known to them and will continue to make you known, in order that the love you have for me may be in them and that I myself may be in them. So these are just some beautiful prayers that Jesus prays on our behalf. And in those prayers, we saw three of the fruits of the Spirit: peace, love, and joy. So beautiful, right? So chapter 18 is really where things are going to start to get difficult. They go to arrest Jesus, and Peter, as wild as he is, wants to come to his defense and wants to protect Jesus. They come to arrest Jesus. He tells them, who are you looking for? And they say, Jesus of Nazareth. And he says, I am he. When he says, I am he, his words are so powerful that they just fall over. The soldiers that came to arrest him just fall over from the power of his words. So that just shows that he could take over the situation at any time, and he's choosing not to. He chooses to submit to this process of going to the cross. But his disciples still don't understand. They don't quite get what's going on, even though he's tried to forewarn them and leave it to Peter to take action, right? In verse 10 of chapter 18, then Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. I told you, Peter is wild. But it's because he cares for Jesus. He loves Jesus. He's trying to protect him. But then Jesus corrects him in verse 11 and says, put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me? So he's telling him, this is a process that I am committed to. We're not going to do it this way. So he corrects Peter. I love that he corrects Peter, but he doesn't ever rebuke Peter. We don't ever see him saying, Peter, you're just crazy. You need to be different. He doesn't ever try to change his personality. He loves that passion about Peter, but he's going to show him how to use it in a better way. And some of us can relate to that. And as passionate as Peter is, he does go on to deny that he even knows Jesus 3 different times, just like Jesus predicted that he would. And we also saw this in Luke, and we talked about how Peter denies Jesus 3 different times, and Pilate, the government official, denies that Jesus committed any kind of crime 3 different times. And he tells the people that I see no crime that has been committed. I see no reason for me to crucify this man. And then at the end of chapter 18, Pilate says to the people, do you want me to release the king of the Jews? And the people say, no, not him. Give us Barabbas, who was an actual criminal. And this is going to begin the process of going to the cross. This is considered Holy Week. Next week will be our last session in John. We'll review chapters 19 through 21. I'll see you guys next week.